Welcome to Startup Confidential, what industry insiders will never tell you that you need to know if you're building a consumer brand. With your host, best-selling author of Ramping Your Brand, Dr. James Richardson. Let's do this.
Whenever I raise the topic of the internal fast twitch content studio with clients, the question of category often comes up. But our category is too boring. No one wants entertainment from someone selling insert boring category. Really? Is bar soap exciting? Are butt wipes enthralling? Is bottled water stupendous? Look, the question is irrelevant, and it's based on bad assumptions. There's this weird assumption that a content studio marketing model means you will be creating highly entertaining Dr. Squatch style video material. Bad assumption. How far out on the continuum from static price discount ad to Hollywood film reel your content stream sits does affect the power of a content studio model. But you don't need to have a Hollywood standard of entertainment to make use of this. This bad assumption is why so-called boring categories seem inappropriate on the surface. It's not a question of the cultural excitement inherent to your category or even how commoditized it is. In fact, some of the most successful content studio-driven cases, like the ones I alluded to, were in commodity categories, where price is the number one shopping variable for most of the shoppers. Or at least it was, until they showed up. What I found is that you simply need a brand whose outcomes matter a lot, so they're basic human needs, and your product is likely to be used daily or multiple times a week. It does not matter if you have tons of competition or very little. It does not matter if your category is boring commodity of store label crap. Actually, the more your category's volume flows solely on price, i.e. it has a massive private label share, the more likely that your entertaining content will be highly ironic, absurd, and amusing. The one thing that may make a content studio difficult to justify in terms of its outcome for your business is having an uber serious category, but more importantly, an uber serious brand positioning. If the outcomes you're targeting are life and death, I do not know how much use you will make of a 24/7 content studio, which by definition veers towards entertainment. The more you commit to it, and entertainment thrives on fun and humor in consumer goods. So to sum up, brands will make the most of an internal content studio when they operate in commoditized, price-driven categories that require a strong marketing edge to command a price premium, and when the outcomes you're pitching are not super serious, or at least you could make fun of them. I would also add that you really need to be ambitious as well in terms of your desired growth pace. If you're happy with steady growth based on product excellence, then a content studio, investing in all that is probably not for you. I mean, why spend the money on that when you can add distribution slowly? Well, severe competition is the primary reason. And you can have severe branded competition in a commoditized category. It's possible. So assuming you want to invest in a content studio approach, there are two critical operating questions that you need to ask yourself. Is your current operating culture marketing friendly and consumer anchored? And secondly, does your head of finance truly understand what the hell you're doing? I mean, really? Prove it to me. If your head of finance is not on board with the SG&A of a content studio, or the concept of measuring ROI in terms of awareness and household penetration build measured in surveys, then don't start a studio, especially when you're not in D2C as your only go-to-market channel. You need to convert your finance team first. Now, assuming they're not the obstacle, then you still have to ask yourself if the operating culture you've created is truly consumer-centric. Because if you do not care a lot about the end consumer buying your thing every day at the office, Or if you have not been fan obsessed from the start, then I would recommend you wait and do this. Run some field marketing events out of the store and meet fans and new consumers. I'm talking about your leadership. Recruit your fans from social media pages and talk to them just for 5 minutes. Find out why they like your thing so much. Just listen and absorb the love. Now, step back and see if your leadership is ready to invest in nonstop consumer promotion, a la internet, now that you've felt the love. In order to build a content studio, you also need to have faith in your ability to hire and nurture really creative talent that would normally work at an agency or Hollywood studio. This may not suit you or your operating culture. I mean, just think about that. Does it feel wrong? If that is a problem for you, you may just want to outsource the creative part of the studio's work, but control distribution internally. You'll still have a content studio, but one that is not creating anything. It's a possibility. And it's one that Dr. Squatch took on before it worked so well that they switched to an internal studio mode pretty fast. That's all I got, folks. Please hit the subscribe button on the bottom of the video to be first to see new episodes and my other founder tip content and my new weekly Monday live hot takes. Be safe out there in Founderland.
Thanks for listening. Remember, Dr. Richardson has loads of resources for founders at premiumgrowthsolutions.com.